What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Nate Matthews, representing NeverDenyMe.com, back again with another video. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Hopefully you guys like it, and if you do, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button before you click off of it, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I have a whole bunch of playlists on this channel as well as on my other channel, different videos. You guys can learn a lot of different stuff about embroidery and how things are done, which is what I'm going to show you today. The reason why, by the way, I haven't been making as many videos lately on this is because I've been just pumping out masks every single day, making and selling masks. The file, for those of you who have a machine that can stitch at least 5x7, you can also go to the website NeverDenyMe.com and purchase the file. You can stitch masks for yourself, or you can even make the files or make the mask yourself and sell those using the design that, you know, I formatted and everything like that. So I'm making money from it, you guys are making money from it, and the machine is just doing a lot of work. Today's video is being brought to you by NeverDenyMe.com. Make sure you take a look at the website for all your graphic needs, anything from digital to physical. The design that we're going to do today is actually based on the same topic of the reason why, you know, we all have to wear the mask. Don't really want to say the word. I don't know how YouTube's going to, you know, try to catch words and stuff that we say, but we already know what's going on. So anyways, today's design was one that was submitted to me. I had to do some edits to it, pretty much redraw it, format it, I digitized it, and I've already loaded it onto my USB stick right here. So I'm going to go ahead and load this into the side of the machine, and we're going to go ahead and stitch it out. Then I'm going to go over to the post office and ship it off to the customer. This right here is the design that we're going for today. You guys can see what it says. Again, I'm not going to repeat what it says, but you guys see the little icons, got a little mask on, some words and stuff like that. Nice little patch. So they ordered the file as well as a patch. So that's the reason why I'm making the patch on camera for you guys today. So let's go ahead and get started. I already have my 4x4 hoop right here. Stabilizer already into the hoop. We're going to go ahead and drop that in there. Let me actually make sure I got a bobbin. I've been switching out my bobbin threads and between my machines and stuff, so I'm glad I checked because there's actually nothing in there. So let's go ahead and insert a fresh bobbin in the bottom of the machine. All right, now the good thing is I keep these things wound up all the time. Have like 6 on hand, ready all the time. If you guys don't know what a bobbin is, by the way, this is the little thing, casing of thread that goes on the bottom of your machine. And this is what actually loops around the thread that goes through the top. It catches on the bottom, and the whatever color you put in the bobbin, this is the color thread that's going to show in the back of your design. So it's a really small thing. You don't need that much because it's just going to pretty much put hooks behind your design to keep you going. Shouldn't have to change it too often depending on, you know, how many stitches and stuff your design has. So we'll go ahead and load this into the bottom of the machine here. If you guys are getting confused or stuck or anything that has to do with the bobbin, make sure you click the card that pops up because I did a whole separate video specifically on winding bobbins and gave some extra tips and stuff like that. Again, you guys should really check that playlist and make sure, again, you go to the website for more information on working with me. In the file, I actually said the first color that I needed was white, but I just, I'm going to be using a white background and white fabric right here and stuff as well. So I'm actually going to switch the color to black. So let me actually go ahead and load the black thread into my machine. Going to be using a really large spool. By the way, these are all the colors of thread that I'm using today. So I have a really big spool of black embroidery thread, and then I have a green and like an aqua. You can't even really see it on camera because of the lighting, but it's like an aqua color. So these are the 3 colors that I'm going to use for the design today. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and load up the black. Now, for those of you who don't know, these big old spools are not really meant to fit on this machine, so it definitely will not fit right there. But if you just set it off to the side, you can still thread it through the machine, no problem. I've been doing it for a long time and have had no issues. Go ahead and pop our hoop into the machine. Here we go. We're going to need to start with placement stitch, so I'm doing that right now. Goes very, very quick. Just a placement stitch letting me know exactly where I need to, of course, place my fabric. And this right here is going to be the overall shape of our design, which is just a circle. Very simple, right? Now that we got that, I'm going to go ahead and place my piece of fabric into the machine. The fabric of choice that I'm going to be using today. For those of you guys who ask, do I always use a certain type of fabric? No, it just depends on what I'm doing and how the project I feel is going to turn out. I'll change the fabric. For you guys that are going to ask though, the type of fabric that I'm using right now on this project is twill. This is just some all white twill. So let's load this into the machine. So I simply just place the piece of fabric over our design. You can actually see the black lines below it. And that's also the reason why I changed the color. Even though it's telling me the color that I should have put in was white, the reason I've changed it to black is because I want to be able to see it after it's stitched out. It's going to make it a lot easier to go ahead and cut it once I get to my scissors, which is what we're going to do in a moment. As you guys can see, this large spool of thread that's sitting off to the side is having no issues. It's not getting stuck or anything like that, even though it's not sitting where a spool normally would go. On the design, I set it to where like it would do a fill stitch, but because I'm using some really good fabric, this fabric is not going to tear. It's not going to be flimsy or anything. This is actually going to be a good fabric, and the back that I'm going to put onto this design is going to make it real thick, so it's not going to make it all flimsy or nothing like that at all. I'm getting my scissors here, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut the outer part of this design away from it. And there you have it. So once it's all cut out, let's zoom in. This is what it's looking like. Again, nothing fancy yet, but I do have the fabric on the inside, the stitching on the outside, and we cut away the excess fabric that was there before that is no longer there. So we can go ahead and pop it into the machine now. And now I just need to adjust some of the settings on this machine. I told you guys I did put the stitch out for the background on there, but I'm skipping it right now because there's no need, because I'm just going to use the fabric as the background. It's going to save a lot of time on this design, and again, the way that I'm doing it, it's going to have really nice results in the end. We need to go ahead and get our green thread, so we'll go ahead and cut the black out. With this being a regular size spool of thread, I can actually load this one the way it would normally be loaded, but I do need to get a spool cap cover. So let me grab that real quick. Actually, it's right here on the floor. I have my materials like in all different places. I'll be having trouble finding it between two different machines. About to have 3 machines in a minute, actually. Just to give y'all a heads up. So every machine y'all got, man, I'm just going to be switching back and forth, doing something on every machine. I'm looking for the back of it, that way the thread doesn't get caught. Think I found it here. Wind this green up, and let's make it do what it do, baby. If you guys like my videos, please do hit the thumbs up button. Again, it definitely keeps me encouraged, helps the channel out. If you guys are interested in buying an embroidery machine, click the link below this video. Using those links, it actually helps me. I get a little commission. You don't pay anything extra when you click the link through me, but I do get credit for, you know, making these videos, since these videos are free for you to watch. That's how you guys can pay me back. And you're feeling real generous, you know, you can cash app your boy as well. My cash app is in the description too. It says this green part is going to take us about 7 minutes to complete. So let's go ahead and get this started. What we're doing right now is simply just the green with a hole in it. And you see which part it's going to be doing right there. Rough little outline. It's going to go ahead and fill it in real nice. All done with the green, so again we'll do the same process. Cut it out, release the thread right here, toss this away, remove the green, and let's move on to the next color. What I normally would have done was stitch the entire thing in green and then just did an overlay of the blue. But you know, if it's a really big gap, which this is not that big, so I could have left it, but you know, I just put a hole in it and we're just going to fill that hole. So it did save us a little bit of time and a little bit of thread. But if there's a larger gap in your design, or a smaller gap, I'm sorry, I apologize. If it's a smaller gap in your design, there's no need to have a hole there. And what you're going to want to do is just let it fill in and then do an overlay and just, you know, stitch on top of it. It makes the results better, and it helps so there's not really any gaps and stuff showing in your design. But again, I'm doing the opposite of what I'm just telling you guys right now, but it's still going to come out good because, you know, I designed it and I made sure it's going to stitch out properly. Alright guys, so it's finishing up this mask. Just about done there. Last couple stitches. And there you have it. Now it's telling us we need to move on to the black. Initially when I was designing this, for some reason it was telling me it wanted to do a satin stitch. But me just knowing the rules of embroidery, I know that this cannot be a satin stitch. It actually had to be a run stitch. A run stitch is going to actually stitch out a lot faster, and for small details like that, like this, that's all you actually need. I made this file on the computer. Before I stitched it out, right, I knew that something was off, right? It was telling me that it was going to do a satin stitch in the area where I knew it needed a running stitch. I just knew that it was going to be so small of a detail that it would kind of clog up the area. So anyways, I made the file the correct way, but when I put the file into the machine, I accidentally selected the wrong one, the one that I didn't edit properly, and right when it got to the spot that I changed, it messed up exactly how I thought it was going to mess up. So that's the reason why I had to go back, do it again, and yeah, it stitched out the part this time that messed up on the previous one, and it came out great. So we'll go ahead and just snip the border off of this, throw it back into the machine, and it'll go ahead and do our lettering. So this is how it's looking thus far. Do need to go ahead and get my scissors and cut these jump stitches. Not that it's gonna even touch anything on the inside anymore, just, you know, to make sure it looks nice as we go along. So we are now on the lettering of the design, which is gonna put the border, the words around the border of the design. Everything is looking good so far, guys. I think the hardest part has already been complete, which was the outline of the icon there in the center. Now the words and everything is just a nice little satin stitch finish. It's gonna be very easy to do. And then after that, we just gotta put our backing on, and the border will be all done. So again, if you guys would like to work with me, feel free to contact me. My website again is neverdenieme.com. I have an order form on there where you guys can submit your design. It tells you guys the price of everything and, you know, the details. I'll receive it. I will send you a proof of what your design will look like, and then if you order a stitch, I will stitch it out and most likely record it, make a video as I'm doing right now, and you'll have your stuff in no time, guys. The design is coming out real good, guys. Check it out. Again, this design was submitted to me by one of you guys. I just had to correct it and, you know, put some edits to it and make it to where I can digitize it. But as a self-promo for myself as well, this is one that I did digitize and designed a while ago. So if you guys are interested in buying this as well, I have these for sale on the website. neverdenieme.com. 2020 survival. Same topic as this, you know, right here. But this is their design that they put together. If you guys have a design that you have put together and you need to make it stitchable for your machine, contact me, you know. Let's go ahead and cut these jump threads real quick. Shouldn't take too long. There are a few of them, but they're spaced out at a good distance, which makes them a lot easier to cut. And this part right here, guys, says it's only going to take 1 minute, but let's actually count a couple seconds. It's really only going to put a line, or the strap, I'll say, into the mask, so it definitely is not going to take a minute. More like 5 seconds. So as soon as it starts going, let's start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. Okay, guys, that was 1 second off. So yeah, it was real small just to put that strap in the design right there. There you have it. Look how clean them stitches looking, y'all. Oh yeah, I'm loving it. Nice size patch. Digitized it real quick. Sent it over, got approved real quick. Stitched it out. I won't say real quick, it took a little minute to stitch it out, but we shipping it out tomorrow, so everything is good over here, man. It's looking real good. Loving it. Looks very nice. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out. This is what the back is looking like. Very nice finish. Everything is cut. All the jump stitches have been removed. I'm gonna cut it out with this right here. I'm gonna be careful, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the X-Acto knife. This came out perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the machine off. I'll package it up and I'll show you guys how it looks as soon as we do that. And here you have it, guys. So this order was sent to me yesterday. We discussed it. I altered it. I confirmed it. They confirmed it. I stitched it out today, and I'm sending it off today as well. Shop with me. neverdenieme.com. Anything from digital to physical. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.